How's it going, folks? So recently, Jason Aldean released a new song, "Try That in a Small Town," and the gun controllers are up in a tizzy about this song. Now, to me, it doesn't come as a surprise. I've been in this debate for a couple decades now, so you know, after decades of observing um, gun controller behavior, yeah, let's put it this way: I'm not surprised by it. However, some people who are maybe Johnny come lately to the debate or may not have been paying attention to the debate and, you know, think that maybe gun controllers are doing this in good faith. Well, their outrage at this song might shock you. You might say, well, wait a second here. Yes, Jason Aldean is singing about violence, but the violence he's saying is that if you come to enact violence upon us in a small town, that we will fight back. That we're going to stick up for each other. We're not going to let people come in here and just riot with free reign, burn down stores with free reign, destroy the town with free reign. No, we're going to stand up for ourselves. You may get away with this in the city where people have a like mind and are perfectly okay with you doing that. But in a small town, it's not going to work that way. We're going to fight back. You would think that, well, this is perfectly acceptable. This is self defense. I mean, we're not really trying to take these people's guns. I mean, I thought we were just going after the guns for the people who are going to go on mass shootings, who are going to go rob other people, kill other people. And this is where you're wrong. And other people aside from me have pointed out, well, wait a second, the gun controllers haven't talked about any of the violent hip hop songs or rap songs where they're talking about doing drive-bys on people, something that's, you know, far less understandable than, say, shooting somebody because he's throwing a Molotov cocktail at your house. So you might think, well, why Jason Aldean's song and not all these other songs? And the fact of the matter is that these gun controllers are very much so anti self defense. They really don't care about the crime. They really don't care about saving people's lives. To them, a mass killing happens. And by the way, Mandalay Bay was thrown at Jason Aldean a number of times by his detractors. Um, but whenever a mass killing happens, these gun controllers, they actually like it. This is these are bodies that they can put up and exploit and say, well, look, if you don't surrender even more of your freedom, if you don't let us infringe more on your natural rights, then you're a bad person and you want these people dead. This is the game they play. Um, they don't care about people who are gunned down by criminals. In fact, oftentimes you won't hear them say a word about the individual criminal. You know, whenever something like that happens, they immediately target the gun owners that didn't do it. And it's because this is not really about saving lives, it's about criminalizing something that they don't like. And it's been a pattern with them for decades. Some of them in earlier years were a little bit more careful with their language as opposed to the ones now, obviously. There's not, by the way, there's not a single week that doesn't go by that, if I go check out tweets, comments, and stuff like that made by gun controllers that I don't see some gun controller making a statement that the average person would say, wow, well, that's pretty fucked up. You know, quite frankly, to me, that just shows their character. I mean, hell, just earlier today, I saw a tweet from somebody. I'm not even sure if it's a parody account or if it's a real account, but yeah, I jumped on uh, Twitter to look at some of the tweets on this. But this person sat there and said, "Well, now it's time for us to start forcibly confiscating the guns from the gun owners." You know, and I volunteered to go house to house, something like that. Well, these people will make these comments here like this. And yeah, as for Jason Aldean himself, I mean, you know, he got some particularly nasty tweets at him from some of these gun controllers, like, "Oh well, you know, you tucked tail and ran during the Mandalay Bay shooting." Um, well, a few problems with that. First off, he's on stage, didn't have a rifle ready. Second, the guy who's doing the shooting is in a hotel room above everybody else. So, I mean, even if he had a rifle, that shot would have been a hard shot to make. And third, Mandalay Bay is a gun free zone. They have a no guns, no weapons policy, even in the hotel. So, if there was somebody next to him, or in the hotel room next to the guy doing the killing, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. Well, because they probably would have been following the no guns policy. Furthermore, with this, why hasn't any of the security cam footage showing the mass killer go to his room with all the luggage? He had a bunch of hardware in that room. Um, you know, so I mean, either security wasn't paying attention to that or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe the security cameras will show some other thing that will show, you know, show some conspiracy theorists out to be right. You know, it's real questionable why that investigation went so dang cold so quick. And by the way, you know, again, your stupid gun laws weren't going to stop something like that. Mass killer had millions of dollars at his disposal. Somebody like that, they want to carry out a spectacular attack with a high body count. The only way you're stopping them is by ending their life. And I mean, that's just that. Um, maybe if you were able to put them in a prison cell and cut communication from the rest of the world, I mean, that might be another solution. But people like that, you could have all the gun laws in the world, and that's still not going to stop them. Why do you think the Sinaloa cartel gets stuff like grenades and rocket launchers, and they're giving the federales a hell of a time? They've got money, they've got resources. Um, your gun laws don't work. I mean, even with the average criminal, you know, the average criminal can get their hands on a gun in Mexico or Central America or South America, you know, and all of these countries have very restrictive firearm laws. But yet, you know, again, people are going to throw the Mandalay Bay shooting in Jason Aldean's face because he sang a song that's very pro self defense. So I'm going to wrap this up here, folks. If you have the comment section, if you have your opinion on this, think I said something that's worth hearing, go ahead and share the video with somebody else. I mean, you know, But other than that, y'all take it easy out there. Have a great day.